perhaps someone like you may have been if you hadn't have found rock and roll, a wife, a daughter and a baby son, but...
No, it's basically it's about, you know, it could be taken anybody, you know, by anybody who's been dumped and they don't think they're going to get over it, or, or if they lose someone, it's, like human beings have this great quality of, in time of, in time of, when you think you're never going to get over it, you always do, in times of need. Jesus, I'm playing bad now. You could be in. You might win back bloody Lee's money,
You're on FM talking with Jimmy Barnes about the new album, Freight Train Heart.
And he's just starting to win in pool.
Yeah, only just. Got to make up for the last game. That song, Last Frontier, would you say that that's the most Australian track on the album?
They all sound pretty Australian to me, but, it's,
Lyrically?
Lyrically, it's definitely, but it was actually, it was Jonathan Cain's idea to write that one, about that topic. It was, cheers. Oh, unlucky. You might get mine here. But it was my idea to tell the truth. He wanted to write it, but, he really didn't know much about Australia.
Right.
And he sort of believed the American history books and stuff. Garbage. He...
the shot or the history books?
No, but because he's got this book and it was sort of saying how brave the Australians were going to Gallipoli and how, how it's a lucky country and how, it is a great country, but we got to share problems,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they can spend millions of dollars on, Darling Harbour, but there's kids, without a place to live in Sydney and, kids starving in Melbourne. 3 in the middle.
Sure.
So, I just sort of straightened him out a bit on the history, basically. And,
Another good shot. Watch out.
See, I get mad when I talk about this. Hang on a sec, I'll just put this in the corner. Oh.
Close.
Close. I tried to make, like, the history of Australia in 3 verses, I guess. And let people know that, But at the same time, I wasn't putting down any Australians, and it was, because the song does say, that the Aussies, will always get on top, because,
Because that's the way we are.
That's the way they are, it's the spirit of the people.
Your last 2 years have been split between here and America, working on the album and various things. I read somewhere that you don't feel real comfortable in the States, but it is a market that you'd really like to crack, isn't it? Yeah,
it's, obviously it's a big market. It's an important market. And just if I want to keep improving and whatnot, I have to keep touring. And I don't want to, tour to the point here where people, get sick to death of me. So it's good to have other places to go and work as well,
Yeah.
So that's one of the main things about it.
The American audiences have seen you guesting with ZZ Top.
2 shots, mate.
Oh, what sort of reaction have you got from the American so far?
American audiences?
Yeah. Can I shoot back?
Yeah. They're pretty good. Particularly on ZZ, because ZZ Top was supposed to be like one of the toughest, 2 shots, one of the toughest crowds, to open for them.
Yeah.
Compared to their fans are like, probably like Chisel fans or whatnot, don't want anybody on first, they just want to see the act, Get those guys off. Get them off, and they all expected us to get canned and things like that. But we got in and we started to set off for Paradise, so they got the idea that we weren't going to muck about.
Yeah.
And they liked us. It was amazing.
So when does the album get released? Is it released there yet?
No, it'll be released probably in March.
I can't believe I missed that. In March?
Yeah. Just around Easter, so they can crucify me. I still got it.
You got a tour there?
If the album's successful, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there and just, spend money for the sake of it.
Fire around.
Black in the corner.
You're on FM talking with Jimmy Barnes. Those 2 tracks, I'm Still on Your Side and Want to Get Started With You, have a lot of guest artists on them, like Huey Lewis and David Lindley. Who made the connection with those guys in terms of getting them to play on the album?
Well, David, we got David in first off for Driving Wheels. After we'd written it, we thought just for the loneliness, the lone truck driver, he's on his own, for instance, we needed the slide. And while he was there, we got him to play stuff on, what do you call it? still on your side as well. What happened was, with just a bit of luck, really, he happened to be in town at, you know, just the right time. And he was playing, you know, just small clubs. So we wanted to slide for it, and we found out he was in town. So we rang him, sent him a tape, and he loved it. I'll just have a bash at this, double, up the top. Oh, not even close. You know, he heard it and liked the song and came down. He was just a fantastic player. Huey was another story. Huey was, watch it. Oh. I met Bob Brown, who's Huey Lewis's manager. You know, he looked me up because he was a big Cold Chisel fan, actually. And, you know, we got talking, we enjoyed each other's company, we used to drink, and I actually got to his place, and like, he had a table just like this. Yeah? And we'd play pool all night and get drunk, basically. And you know, I'd play him stuff, and he'd play me all this great music. We had, you know, things that we both liked. So, you know, he said, oh, I said I want to put some harp on the album, and he said, well, I'll get Huey to come down, you know, Huey plays good harp, and he's a great guy. And he came down, and we got on real well. He's a nice bloke. He's pretty similar, influences-wise, and that to myself. We got there, couldn't believe it, we're warming up. And I've got this song that I always sing, you know, when I get drunk and when I'm, you know, mucking about. A George Jones song called The Bartender's Blues. Right. And I got in there and I was just about to start warming up. I can't believe which normally I sing that you just missed that cassette. He breaks out in this song. And I said, how did you really know that from? He said, I always sing this one to warm up, you know. God, you know.
So what about Johnny Beazle? There's a bit of conjecture as to who exactly discovered the boy. Brent Eccles and John Swan both say they did, and your wife Jane saw him play in a pub in Sydney. And
yeah, but that was after. I'd say everybody who sees him, you know, obviously likes him because he's a great player, you know. And he's a young kid. I think he's 20. Yeah. Sings, writes, plays great guitar. Looks good, you know. He's got a big future. And when I heard him play, I just wanted to play on the tour because he's, you know, a great player. And so, you know, he wouldn't leave his band, which was, you know, fair enough, and I respected the fact that, you know, he was sticking by the guys. Yeah. But we managed to wangle away. Got the kids in the background now. We managed to wangle away where we could get his band on tour, as well as open up the show, so it was good. Yeah. So, guys, another bad shot. This could take years. It could. A fair bit of this tour has been recorded, so does that mean there's a live album on the way? It's possible, yeah. We haven't really planned it, but, you know, it was such a good live band that we thought we'd better get something on tape. Right. But I wouldn't mind doing another live album soon. I haven't done one since Swing Shift, I guess. And what about the Melbourne Music Show? You're going to be coming back from holidays from Thailand to do that too, yeah? I believe so, yeah. There's talk of it at the moment. Just a matter of putting the right band together for the show. Good shot. Ooh. Well, that looks like a pretty good way to wind up the interview, Jimmy. Sunk the black ball again, beat me twice. And taken more of Lee's money, I hope. Yes. Did he put that money in the side with it? We're not going to that, and thanks very much for your time. No worries, mate. Good on you.